What is up, Maze here, and I'm back in the MW2 video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best season 3 settings that you guys need to change right now after this update. Now in this season they did a lot of new changes. We get a whole different battle pass, we got different skins, different settings, and even the movement actually did get changed for this update. So I do want to give you the best overall settings so you guys won't be at a disadvantage after this update. So before we do actually hop into this video, be sure to go down below and hit that like button. Let's try to go for 15 likes on today's video. And if you are completely new to the channel and want more class ups, tips and tricks, settings, all of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll be greatly appreciated. Alright guys, man, let's go straight into these controller settings. So for the button layout, man, as you guys know, man, I always play on tactile flipped. I like this a lot because I can always dive with the right stick and I don't have to move my thumb off my analog, so I can always be accurate whenever I need to. So for the vibration setting, you want to keep this on off. None of these pro players actually keep this setting on just because it's such a distraction. Whenever you're in a gunfight, you don't want your controller shaking whenever you're shooting an enemy. Now for controller sensitivity, this is going to completely vary up to you. Now the pro players actually do run sensitivities between 5.5 and they go all the way up to 8.8. This is going to be super important, especially in rank, because of course, man, if you guys have a way higher sensitivity, it's actually going to affect your aim assist in this game. So the best sense I've honestly found is going to be 7.7. Now for sensitivity multiplier, you don't have to change any of this. We are going to be changing the ADS sensitivity later in this video. Now these settings down here, there's only a few that you actually do have to change. The most important thing right here is going to be the automatic sprint. You want to go ahead and put this on automatic tack sprint. Now if you want to be like Shotzi, if you're moving, if you want to go crazy with that, go ahead and put it on automatic tack sprint. It's literally just the best movement setting you can have in this game, and the benefit of that is that you don't have to really press down on your left stick when you have to run. You can pretty much just have full control over your character. So next setting I do recommend you go ahead and change is going to be interact with behavior. Now if you're coming from Warzone, I'm pretty sure you guys have it on prioritize interact or tap to interact. But if you are in rank play and if you are in pubs and all that, go ahead and put a tap to reload. Alright guys, now we are on the advanced tab right here. So there's a few things you do have to change. Now for the aim assist type, I'm pretty sure most of you guys might have Black Ops and you guys want to take that off immediately and go ahead and switch to default. Now Black Ops actually got nerfed and all the pro players actually go ahead and switch back to default. That's going to be the best aim assist type that I highly recommend you go ahead and use. Now for aim response curve type, go ahead and use a dynamic. This is going to be the best curve type in the game. A lot of pro players are using this currently and it's one of the best curve types you can have. I really don't recommend you use anything else besides dynamic. Now this is where we get to the custom sensitivity presume. This is going to be super important when you're aiming down sight, so you want to go ahead and click show more, and these are going to be what you want to have. So go ahead and copy these settings down. So for the low zoom, which is going to be anytime you're using like a SMG AR without an optic at all, you want to go ahead and put it to 0.95. You're going to make it so while you're aiming in and moving your right stick, it won't be very quick and you can stay very precise whenever you're shooting an enemy. So go ahead and copy all these settings down for the custom sensitivity presume. Alright guys, now the next setting is going to be the dead zone. So these are going to be super important in this video right here. So firstly, the left trigger and right trigger, go ahead and put that all the way down to 0. If you have this set to any number, pretty much there's going to be an input delay when you are actually pressing down on the buttons. The next thing I do recommend you change is going to be the left stick and right stick. Now the right stick is going to be your dead zone. If you're noticing a lot of stick drift on your controller and your reticle is just moving by itself without you touching your right stick, go ahead and keep this number higher and find a number to where your reticle is not moving at all, and you guys can keep going down and down until you find that perfect setting. Your left stick min, I recommend you keep it at 0.03. If you have this number a lot higher, it's going to be a little bit tricky to tack sprint, but you can tack sprint effectively with 0.03. Also, what I did change is the left stick max. So if you do have this number a lot higher, pretty much the max input is going to be increased. So if you do have this setting a little bit lower, you can easily tack sprint all the way without fully pushing down on your analog and dragging it all the way up. Now for gyro, I highly don't recommend you touch that setting at all. Do not keep it on. Now for tack sprint behavior, I actually keep it on single tap to sprint. This makes it so much easier to where I don't have to double tap. I can just single tap to sprint and pretty much I'm just tack sprinting all the way. Now, these things are super important, and if you haven't changed already, you are going to be at a complete disadvantage currently in this game. Firstly, go ahead and put ground and mantle to off. You don't want to be mantling over objects that you don't want to, so go ahead and put it to off. Now automatic airborne and ground mantle, I also keep this at off. Now invert sliding die behavior, this is going to make it so you can really have shotsy type movement. So if you do keep it on inverted, pretty much you have to hold down your right stick to slide, and you have to tap it to actually dive. It's going to make your movement a lot better, a lot quicker, and a lot more efficient. So that's pretty much it for the controller settings, man. Let me go ahead and show you guys the audio settings. All right guys, so these are going to be the audio settings. So for the audio mix, man, I actually like the PC mix a lot better. Now personally, I did notice that PC audio mix is really good, and I noticed that I can hear a lot of footsteps a lot better compared to like the other mixes that I was using before. So I put 50 dialogue, effects to 100, voice chat to 66, and cinematic, you can really just keep this to 0. Now these settings down here don't really matter. I mean, it's just your voice chat. There is actually one setting. This setting right here is going to reduce your really loud flash grenade sound, so it's going to make it a little bit quieter, which is going to be really nice for your ears. So I actually turned this setting on, but it's entirely up to you. All right guys, and now we are in the interface setting. So there's a little bit, I do have a couple settings I do want to show you here, which is going to make a very huge difference in your game. If you go to color customization, what I did was I actually put it to filter 2 just to make the game a lot more vibrant. And for the interface element colors, I did actually change the enemy to yellow. As I did some research, man, yellow is going to be the first color that's going to register into your brain, which is entirely backed by science, guys. So go ahead, put it to yellow for the enemy, and you guys will notice that your reaction time is going to be a lot quicker compared to when your enemy was actually red. So definitely go ahead and try it out, man. I mean, it'll take a little bit of time to get used to, but you'll notice that you're going to perform a lot better in your game than you were doing before. Now if we do scroll down, man, the HUD, I actually kept this a little bit lower to where it's 80 and 80 for both. What this is going to do is pretty much it's going to push all your HUD inward into your screen, and it's not going to get in the way of any of your gunfights that you are in. And this makes it a lot better because if your minimap is a little bit closer to the center, it's going to make it a little bit easier to see whenever you're in a gunfight and whatnot, man. Entirely going to make it 100% easier. Now crosshairs, I went ahead and turned this off. Now this is entirely up to you, but I did notice as when I did turn the crosshairs off, and I did actually turn the center dot on, which is going to be the dot in the center of your screen, it made it 100% easier for me to aim, be accurate, and I noticed I wasn't missing any of my shots. Pretty much if you have this set up with the center dot and your crosshairs off, your tracking is going to be 100% improved. Your tracking is going to be a lot better whenever you're in a game. You are going to be able to track your enemy without the crosshairs in your way. You just have the dot, and you're not going to miss any of your shots. So that's what I recommend you guys go ahead and do. Try it out for a few games. It's really just going to make a difference. I also went ahead and put on inverted flash, so whenever I get flash, it's going to be a lot easier for my eyes because the screen is actually going to be black instead of white. All right guys, and now we are in the graphics settings, man. I'm just going to tell you guys to copy down these settings, get the best frames, the best quality, best everything. If you are on console, I don't recommend you turn on AMD FSR or anything. I recommend you just keep the default setting for your anti-aliasing and your upscaling. If you are not on console, man, go ahead and turn on this new upscaling, which is going to be FSR 2.1, and go ahead and put on quality. Now I'm going to scroll through all my quality settings. These are going to be complete optimized for competitive, so of course you're going to get the highest frames possible that you can get with these settings. Alright guys, so that's what I got for the quality. Now if we go ahead and go to view, this is going to be super important. Now for the field of view, I went ahead and put it to 108. I really don't recommend you go any higher than this, man, because your aim assist will be getting affected. The higher you go, it's going to be a lot harder for you to aim in and fully abuse the aim assist. So a lot of the pro players, they really stick between 100 to 108, and they don't really go higher than that. Everything else, man, I really do have default. I'm sure some of you guys do have these settings. The camera movement, you want to keep it to 50% so your screen's not shaking a lot. Your weapon field of view is going to be at wide. It just looks a lot cleaner, to be honest, and really just looks nice. And honestly, man, that is pretty much it for the graphic settings. Now I hope you guys did enjoy this video, man. If you did, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, man. If you guys know anyone who want these settings, share this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.